Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Virgo, I hope that you're doing well. Today's reading is all about your beautiful impact on the world, the impact that you make and your unique contribution to the world and what Spirit wants to acknowledge. And they just said thank you for what they would like to thank you for. So that's really beautiful. That's the first of the readings where I've said that they want to thank you. So I'm excited to see what's going on. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one is going to be the Healing Heart Oracle for the overall energy, and the tarot portion will be with the Light Seers Tarot. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Angels, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Virgo? Thank you. Well, okay, I can understand why Spirit would want to thank you. Number 14, which corresponds to the Temperance card of the Major Arcana, that card represents Sagittarius energy, and it talks about patience. It talks about alchemization and transforming something. Spirit just said from a sticky situation into something that is a little bit more manageable. Transmutation is such an important part of, thank you Spirit, the light worker journey, the empath journey, where we are, well, unto ourselves as empaths. It's not good if we just sit with other people's emotions and energy. We absorb them, but we don't want to keep them, right? So it's about taking all of that information in and then kind of putting it back out into the world as something better. It's like the expression, leave the world better than how you found it, could not be more important than the present moment. Number 14, giving heart. Develop self-love. Ooh, this card gives me, first of all, look at that face over here. It just popped out at me. All these hands. It's like you are so giving. Giving it back to yourself is difficult. I mean, and they're spelling it out for you. It's almost like these hands, they're not doing this, but they feel like applause. They feel like, well, now I'm hearing that Lady Gaga song, I live for the applause. I haven't heard that song in a while, but maybe you resonate with that song. I live for the applause. But it's not about, in an arrogant way. And over here, this face just popped out over here. I don't know, I didn't see it at first. And now they're kind of showing up here. So it's not like you live for the applause, but the applause is nice sometimes. But the most important applause, I think, is coming from Spirit. They want to thank you. They think that you're doing a beautiful job with the circumstances of your life. And it's like you've, you know what I'm seeing? It's really weird. I just have to say it. So I'm seeing this shape that I can't describe other than it's fractaling. So when something kind of like a tree or like a branch or a geometric shape, and it kind of replicates itself and either gets bigger and bigger and bigger or smaller and smaller and smaller, but infinitesimally, like to infinity, that these fractals just split and split and split, and they create these beautiful shapes. For some reason, Spirit is showing me the fractaling. Okay, thank you, Spirit. It's like paying it forward. So every time you you give of yourself, your time, your energy, your effort, your resources, right? It's like Eight of Pentacles energy. Every time you give, it causes this ripple effect, and it's like a fractaling. And maybe it doesn't go past one person. Maybe your good deed goes to that one person, and then they may think about it and they pay it forward once. But then that person might pay it forward, or that person might pay it forward. Maybe it just stops with that one person. But even so, it's like you understand how that works. Spirit says you use it to your advantage, which is not to say an advantage over people, but you understand how it works. You understand how the power of that ripple effect can cause an outcome that is greater than yourself. And it's almost like you don't need to see the end result. It's like you already know the end result. You know that if you implement something or you say something to a certain person, you know what will happen down the line. It's your uncanny ability. Spirit just said it's your uncanny ability. But it's important to note that they are asking you to turn that giving back to yourself, understanding that within you, treating yourself with kindness also causes this beautiful fractaling and ripple effect. I'm seeing getting a good night's sleep as the easiest example of this. When you promise yourself and you actually get a good night's sleep, the ripple effect of that is that you become a more efficient person, like in whatever way that you want to be efficient. Your mind is sharper, your words are more powerful, your actions are more long-lasting, stuff like that. The color palette here is just absolutely beautiful. I'm so drawn to jewel tones. This came up in another reading. It's important to me because Spirit speaks to me through those, like I'm kind of wearing, it's a little bit darker, but like I'm kind of wearing a jewel tone right now. I like colors that feel sultry and vibrant and passionate. And I think that Spirit wants me to remind you of your passionate side, because I think a lot of Virgo energy is very practical, and that's not a bad thing. We need practical people. Everybody can't just be a dreamer. Some of us have to be doers, and there has to be a nice balance. I'm kind of a doer, especially when it comes to work. It's like I can't think of the big ideas. Like I'm just not a big ideas person. But you tell me your ideas and that you need help with it, help executing it, I'm there. And boom, 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 let's get it done. All right, so Virgo has this practical mind, but Spirit wants to remind you of, like, look at how golden, how sultry, how passionate, all of these things. It's almost like they want this to come out a little bit more. I think it would surprise people too. It would surprise people to, I think your closest friends and family might see this side of you, but not a lot of people get access to this part of you. That's okay. There could be a personal endeavor that that has been on your mind and has taken a back burner. And they're saying, don't let that fall to the wayside. Like there's something creative burgeoning within you, and they're asking you to bring that to the surface. That's part of your self-care, self-love, is being able to work on things, because you're always going to be like a worker, right? Like I think you almost get antsy when you're not being productive in some way. So allow that free time to be productive for yourself, if you have to think of it in those terms. So I'm going to get 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. This is just an overall reading. There's no past, present, future. It's just taking a temperature and actually trying to see where Spirit wants to thank you. Oh, now I hear that Dido song. Remember Dido? What happened to her? I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. I know just to be with you is giving me the best day of my life. Now, yeah, I mean, would it be weird for you to think that people view spending time with you as something that is so valuable and precious? Just something to think about. We're starting off with the Two of Wands. Two of Wands, well, so she's got this beautiful window, and I'm really struck by how big the window is in comparison to her. Okay, this is a really random. Spirit is showing me Mariah Carey. Okay, I've been a Mariah Carey fan since like 1991, long time, since the beginning. I don't know any of her new stuff, but like since the beginning, like Vision of Love was the album. It just was. It just was. In the Vision of Love music video, Mariah Carey is standing in front of a gigantic, it's not even a window, it's just like an opening. And of course they have like special effects going on in the background of all of these rolling clouds, and it's very ethereal. There might be moonlight, I'm not really sure. And, you know, treated me kind, sweet destiny, carried me through desperation to the one that was waiting for me. I mean, I think in that, what is she talking about? If you actually look at the lyrics of that song, she's talking about her relationship to the divine, and how the divine, God, spirit, whatever, I don't know, I think she'd call it God, but like, how the divine actually like carried her through desperation, right? Carried her through all the difficult times of her childhood, because she did have difficult times. Highly recommend her autobiography if you haven't, especially the audiobook version. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about Mariah Carey so much, but it's more about like her humble beginnings, and also understanding and never giving up on her destiny, on her gifts. Like, if anybody had gifts, right? And just persevering and recognizing that it took so long, still I believed that the one that I needed, okay, I can't remember all the words right now because I'm getting the lyrics messed up, but like, she's standing in front of this big mirror, or big window, and it's supposed to represent this, to me, this expansiveness of vision. I had a vision of love, right? It's love for self, love for others, love for the craft, love for spirit. But it's expansive. It goes on to infinity, where it's supposed to look like that in the music video, right? And this is what I see. A long-winded way of saying it, because the Two of Wands talks about like expanded vision into something, looking out to the world, looking out and seeing the possibilities, right? But the issue comes with the Eight of Wands clarifying it, because you can see here this character is all tangled up and caught up, blindfolded, unable to see clearly. Too many, you know, the birds represent thoughts because it's a swords card. Too many thoughts, too many racing ideas, doubts, fears, paranoia. That's what the Eight of Swords often represents. So instead of being able to see sometimes, and it's not all the time, instead of being able to see the potentiality and the expansiveness of your future, even tomorrow, sometimes you may have this tendency to just get really wrapped up in, a spirit just used the word fatalistic ideas, or just, you know, feeling like something is burdensome or too hard, too difficult to overcome, or you're used to being able to see the answer right away, and sometimes when you can't see that answer right away, it perplexes you, and then it causes you a lot of stress, because then you start doubting yourself, and maybe you don't usually doubt yourself. Or when it comes to other people, you don't doubt. When it comes to other people, you can see things clearly, but then when it comes to yourself, it's just like, but what do I do? Where do I go from here? Can I get a clarifier for these two cards? Yeah, okay. Further confirmed by the moon, number 18 of the major arcana, Pisces energy. The moon talks about secrets, illusion, confusion, mystery, things underneath the depths, underneath the surface. Right, looking at the domesticated with the dog and the primal with the wolf, like basically head over heart. Your head tells you one thing, your heart tells you another. Which one is correct? And it's very nebulous, right? It's very dreamy, but it's also, do we have a possibility of getting some clarity and rising back to the surface? A lot having to do with the subconscious realms, the psychic realms, which you may not be the most comfortable in, just because you do tend to be very practically minded. Not all the time, of course, but a lot of the time. Right? What makes sense? And then when you're faced with things that don't make sense, it's frustrating. And so, I mean, this is what Spirit is confirming here, that the thing that I was referring to, that thing, whatever it is that's on your back burner, this could be traveling for some, it could be a side project, a business, a conversation, Spirit just said, an important conversation that you have to have with somebody. They're encouraging you to bring it to the surface. It's difficult. I mean, maybe what's difficult is also finding the right words to say. If you're trying to have an important conversation with somebody, it's just like, how do I say it? How can I be clear? Knight of Cups, excuse me. How can I be clear in saying it while also being compassionate and kind and loving in the process? Because, I mean, I actually don't know a ton of Virgos, but the Virgos that I know are very straightforward. And so Spirit is kind of showing me that, like, this is your wish and desire. It's just to be like I know that I can come across bluntly, but I don't always mean to. Sometimes I want to come across as kind, and in my opinion, when I come across bluntly, it's because I want to be kind. I feel that it is being kind by being truthful with somebody, but the other party might not take it that way, right? And I think there's this acknowledgement in you that there's this exchange of, there's something about this message, right? Knights always bring messages, and they bring action. And so when you could have gotten any of the knights from the suits, but you got the Knight of Cups, so it's like, there's a kindness, there's a loving nature, a gentleness that comes with this card. So I feel like it's an important point to make. Five of Cups in the reverse. Five of Cups in the upright can be like melancholic, depressed, martyr-like, sad for oneself, pitying oneself. And this card is in reverse, and it's just like, whatever this is, it's not, you know, maybe you have to, okay, Spirit just said intervention. So it's like, maybe you have to have a conversation with somebody where you're intervening, where you're having an intervention type conversation. You can see them going down a rocky road, and you need to say something, like, or else they're just gonna like go into oblivion or something, which I don't actually think is true. I just think that you think it's true, but it's important to you. And when this card is in reverse, it's not about You know how there's like some people in the world, they want your pity? I actually used to be like that. Like, feel sorry for myself. I mean, I'm a water sign, but not that all water signs want that, but sometimes, I mean, it is what it is. But I used to be, you know, I used to like just get down on myself or whatever. And like, I think when I was younger, like I really kind of played that card a lot. And you don't want people to pity you. You want people to be compassionate and empathetic, and then like let's do this together and let's get through this, instead of just saying, "Aw, poor you, I'm so sorry." You know, it's just like not genuine. This is fully genuine, but you're not interested in pitying somebody or feeling sorry for them. It's not about that at all. So I feel like for some people, this could be an intervention, or maybe this is somebody having an intervention with you. And it doesn't have to be like extreme, like we're addicted to substances or something, although it could be. Maybe it's just like having a come to the river conversation, having a like a heart to heart. Yeah, number 16, the Tower. You know that even if this conversation is towards you, you are intuitive enough that you can feel it coming either direction. And whatever it is, it's going to shake some feathers. Shake some feathers? Wait, is that the expression? It's going to shock people, or it's going to kind of ruffle some feathers. Thank you, Spirit. I knew it wasn't shake feathers. It's going to ruffle some feathers. It might make people feel a little uncomfortable, or a lot uncomfortable. Spirit just said you can't worry about if the other party or the other situation comes upset with you. Yeah. Especially if it has to do with self-care, self-love. If you having this conversation with somebody is because you love yourself, and somebody here is maybe taking advantage of you in some way. I'm thinking of a specific example of a coworker who they let somebody stay in their place when they were going through hard times, this other person. And then that person kind of took advantage of the situation, brought visitors over when they should not have. It was very clear from the beginning, like, you can stay here as long as you want, but absolutely no visitors, and that's my rule, right? So, you know, that person didn't want to kick them out because they were on hard times, but at the same time, like, boundaries, we must have boundaries. So I'm seeing that kind of example, where it's like you care about that person, but there might be some boundaries being crossed, and you want to come at them with compassion and kindness. At the same time, somebody has to step up and draw some boundaries, right, as part of this self-love. But, you know, to end the reading, here you are sitting in your power, King of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, right? Sitting squarely in your power. Clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, right? 2 Pentacles cards at the end of the reading is so beautiful because it's like there's a level of maturity, which I don't have to tell you, Virgo, but there is. This is what Spirit wants to thank you for. It's like, thank you for really stepping into your own, because it's not always easy. There may have been times when people disagreed with you and you had to like bear the criticism or bear the brunt of that, when you had to make decisions that were difficult or uncomfortable, or Spirit just said the word sacrificial. You had to sacrifice something. But there's this acknowledgement of maturity, and also this certain level of abundance here. King of Pentacles is very abundant in, you know, their stability, right? You may have gotten raise, promotion, accolades, right? It's coming back into good health. Yeah, which is wealth, isn't it? There's a sense of loyalty here with these two animals by your side. Could be actual spirit animals, could be actual animals in 3D, could be your guides. There's like a self-assuredness at the end of the reading here, which is quite beautiful. Can I get a card of advice from Spirit? This unique impact that Virgo makes. Eight of Wands. I just said, what is this ultimately the unique impact that Virgo makes? And it's just kind of like not hesitating when it comes to other people, not mincing words or taking actions that are conflicting, which that's very specific. You don't confuse people through your behavior. That's what it is. Like when people meet you, it's like what you see is what you get. That's very refreshing, right? As opposed to people who mask a lot. Now, it's not to say that you don't mask in we all mask in some way to protect ourselves, but Spirit is saying that it is ultimately, no matter how kind with your words or your emphasis or your intention you're trying to be, ultimately it's that directness, that pointedness, that swiftness that comes in with your messages, with your actions, that allows you to stand apart from everybody else. But for yourself, there's some work to do. It's like hesitation energy, and Spirit's saying, don't hesitate. You know yourself and you know what you need. So let it be not just about need, but also about want, also about desire, even if that desire is not practical. Thank you, Spirit, give back to yourself. So that's your reading, Virgo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please set the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Virgo.